When the clock strikes midnight and the world falls silent, the stuffed animals awaken. Captain Teddy stands tall on the bed, scanning the dark room. Their mission? Rescue Mr. Hoots before sunrise. Earlier that evening, Mr. Hoots had tumbled off the bed and vanished. No one knew where he had gone. Now, the team must venture into the unknown. Under the bed, Captain Teddy nods to his team. We move together. No toy left behind. One by one, they slide down a blanket rope onto the floor. The floor is vast and filled with obstacles, building blocks, toy cars, and forgotten socks. Bella Bunny scouts ahead, ears twitching. Suddenly, a group of dust bunnies rolls toward them. Patch growls, but Captain Teddy holds up a paw. Stay calm. They're just passing through. To reach Mr. Hoots, they must cross a gap. Ollie the octopus uses Lego bricks to build a bridge, his tentacles working fast. As they cross, Bella Bunny accidentally steps on a squeaky toy. The team freezes, listening for any movement from their sleeping owner. The air smells musty as they reach a pile of lost socks. Careful, warns Captain Teddy. It's easy to sink in. A faint voice calls, "Help! I'm stuck." They all turn toward the sound. Mr. Hoots is trapped under a toy chest. Patch the dog and Captain Teddy push with all their might. 1, 2, 3. The chest moves just enough for Mr. Hoots to wiggle free. With Mr. Hoots rescued, the team hurries back, but the sun is starting to rise. They scramble up the blanket rope. Just as the first rays of morning light peek through, they dive under the covers. Mission complete. As they tumble onto the bed, everyone giggles softly, except for Patch, who lands with an oof, right on Captain Teddy. "Are you okay, Mr. Hoots?" Bella Bunny whispers. The little owl flaps his wings weakly. "I think I lost a few feathers, but I'm all right." The golden morning light stretches across the room. "We made it just in time," Ollie whispers, adjusting his tiny glasses. Captain Teddy pats Mr. Hoots' wing. "You're safe now. We always look out for each other." The team nestles into their usual spots, hearts full and happy. Their owner, a sleepy child, shifts under the blanket, mumbling softly. The toys freeze, holding their breath. For a moment, it seems like the child might wake up. Captain Teddy's paw twitches, ready to play dead if needed. The child lets out a soft sigh and turns over, drifting back into a peaceful slumber. The toys let out a silent cheer. "We did it," Bella Bunny whispers. Patch wags his little plush tail excitedly, and Ollie nods with a satisfied smile. Some say toys are just stuffed fabric, but those who listen closely know the truth. They protect, they adventure, and most of all, they love. The first birds chirp outside. The house hums with quiet warmth. The adventure is over, for now. Their owner will wake up soon, unaware of the grand adventure that took place while they slept. But that's okay. Some secrets are best kept by those who dare to dream. Captain Teddy looks at his friends one last time before closing his eyes. They would always be ready for the next mission, whenever it may come. And so, the teddy bear's midnight mission comes to a close, but who knows? Maybe, tonight, another adventure will begin. Benny always felt nervous talking to new people. At recess, he sat alone, watching the other kids play, wishing he had a friend. One day, Benny wandered into a small shop filled with colorful balloons. Whitaker, the kind shopkeeper, smiled and handed him a red balloon. "This one is special," he said. As soon as Benny stepped outside, the balloon blinked its big eyes and spoke. "Hi, Benny. I'm Brave Little Balloon. Let's find you a friend." Benny gasped. "You can talk," he whispered. "Of course," the balloon chuckled. "And I believe in you. See that girl over there?" The balloon pointed to Emma. "Go say hi." Benny hesitated. "What if she laughs at me?" The balloon floated forward. "Just one word, Benny. Hi is all it takes." Benny took a deep breath and walked up to Emma. His heart pounded, but he whispered, "Hi." Emma turned, smiling. Ben. "Want to see my drawing?" Benny's face lit up. "Yes, please." Emma handed Benny a colored pencil. "You can help me color it." Benny hesitated, then started coloring. "You're really good at this," Emma said, making Benny smile. The brave little balloon floated beside Benny. "See? That wasn't so bad." Benny nodded, feeling a little braver. Emma giggled. "Want to play on the swings?" Benny hesitated, then glanced at the balloon. It gave him a reassuring nod. Benny climbed onto the swing, nervous at first, but with each push, he felt lighter, laughing alongside Emma. The balloon suggested, "Try the slide next." Benny gulped but took a deep breath. As he slid down, he couldn't stop laughing. That was fun. Emma invited Benny to join a game of tag. With the balloon cheering him on, he ran and played, forgetting his worries. When another kid pushed in front of him in line, Benny took a deep breath. "Hey, I was here first," he said. The kid stepped back. "Oh, sorry." Benny blinked in surprise. He had spoken up. During lunch, Emma asked, "Why were you so quiet before?" Benny hesitated, then opened up about his fears. Emma listened, nodding. "I was shy once too." The balloon whispered, "See? Talking about your feelings helps." Benny smiled. "Thanks, brave little balloon." Benny noticed another shy kid sitting alone. He took a deep breath and waved. "Hi, want to play with us?" Soon, Benny, Emma, and their new friend were playing together. The balloon floated happily above them. Emma handed Benny a friendship bracelet. "Now you'll always remember today." Benny beamed. "Thanks, Emma." The brave little balloon smiled. "You don't need me anymore, Benny. You believe in yourself now." Benny felt a twinge of sadness, but nodded. The balloon floated higher. "Remember, courage comes from within." Then, with a final wink, it disappeared into the sky. The next day, Benny walked into school with a smile, waving to his new friends. He didn't feel so nervous anymore. As Benny played happily, he looked up at the sky. "Thank you, brave little balloon." And with that, his new adventure began. In a quiet little village, there lived a girl named Pip. She was small but full of wonder, always searching for something magical. One morning, Pip heard a voice calling for help. She ran towards the sound, eager to see what adventure awaited. Pip finds Tiny trapped under a fallen log and helps lift it off him. "Tiny, thank you. I thought I'd be stuck forever." "Pip, you're a giant? But you're so tiny." Tiny looks down, sighing. Tiny said, "I don't fit in anywhere. I'm too big for small folk, too small for giants." Pip smiles and offers Tiny half of her sandwich. Pip said, "Well, I think you're just the right size for a friend." Pip and Tiny visit Grandmother Wren in her cozy cottage filled with books and glowing lanterns. Grandmother Wren said, Tiny, I have heard of your kind. You must find the great gathering of giants." With hope in their hearts, Pip and Tiny set off through the forest, sunlight filtering through the trees. Dark clouds gather, and rain begins to pour. Pip and Tiny take shelter under a giant mushroom. Glowing-eyed creatures emerge from the darkness, circling them. Tiny said, "Stay close, Pip." He raises his glowing staff, scaring them away. Tiny looks unsure as they continue. Tiny said, "What if the giants don't want me?" "Pip, then we'll find a place where you belong." The towering tall giants look down at Tiny and laugh. Tall Giant said, "You are no giant. You are too small." Tiny notices a boulder blocking a water stream and has an idea. With Pip's help, Tiny uses leverage and his glowing staff to move the boulder. Tall Giant said, "Perhaps size is not what makes a giant." The giants invite Tiny to stay and learn their ways. Pip returns home, excited to tell the village. Villager said, "A giant? We must be careful." Tiny arrives, cautiously smiling. Tiny helps fix the village's broken windmill, earning their trust. The village and giants share a great feast together. Pip said, "I'll miss you, Tiny." Tiny said, "We'll always be friends." Pip reflects on how being different is a gift. Pip watches Tiny disappear into the forest, smiling. Stars twinkle above as Pip whispers, "Everyone belongs somewhere." Milo discovers an old, mysterious paintbrush in his grandfather's attic. Grandfather Elias tells him about the magical brushes that can paint in the sky. Excited, Milo rushes outside and begins painting fluffy white clouds. Nia joins him, amazed at his newfound ability. Milo paints a giant golden sun, and it glows warmly in the sky. He experiments by painting birds, watching them come to life and fly away. Feeling playful, he paints a dragon-shaped cloud, which roars and soars above. Grandfather Elias warns Milo about the responsibility of the brushes. Tempted to try something grand, Milo paints a dark, stormy cloud. The cloud rumbles and lightning crackles. Something is wrong. The storm cloud grows bigger, swirling ominously. The storm spirit emerges from the cloud, looking both angry and sad. It speaks in a deep, echoing voice, blaming Milo for disturbing its rest. Nia urges Milo to find a way to fix his mistake. Milo tries erasing the storm, but it resists. Grandfather Elias tells him that art must be balanced. He needs to paint harmony. Milo paints a bright rainbow, attempting to soothe the storm. The rainbow sends out warmth, calming the spirit slightly. The spirit sighs, revealing that it was lonely in the sky. Milo paints soft, friendly cloud creatures to keep it company. The storm settles, and the sky clears. The storm spirit thanks Milo and fades into a gentle breeze. Milo learns that magic is not just about power, but also responsibility. Nia sketches their adventure as the sun sets. Grandfather Elias smiles, knowing Milo is ready for more magical lessons.
High in the endless sky, among the twinkling stars, was a tiny little star named Luma. But something was wrong. Luma wasn't shining like the others. Luma looked at the glowing stars around and sighed. Why can't I shine like them? What's wrong with me? Determined to find answers, Luma set off toward the mighty sun, Solara, who always had warm wisdom to share. Solara smiled kindly. Little one, your glow comes from within. Perhaps your heart has forgotten how bright it truly is. Suddenly, a streak of light dashed across the sky. Nova, the shooting star. If you need help, you need to move. Follow me. Excited and nervous, Luma followed Nova, leaving behind the only sky it had ever known. They passed by the moon, who greeted them softly. Where are you going, little star? To find my sparkle again, Luma replied. They reached a stormy part of the sky. Luma's light dimmed even more. I don't think I can go on, whispered Luma. Keep moving forward. Nova cheered. Even when clouds cover you, your shine is still there. They entered a vast, shadowy nebula. It was filled with dust that made everything feel heavy. Listen, Nova said. Faint whispers echoed. Old stars who had once been lost too. Find your light, young one. Luma hesitated. What if I was never meant to shine? A deep voice answered. Every star has a purpose. It was Orion, the constellation guardian. You are not lost, little one. You just need to remember who you are. Orion showed Luma the cosmic river, where stars could see their true selves. Luma looked down and gasped. Inside, its heart still glowed, just waiting to shine again. A small flicker of light returned to Luma's form. I can feel it. Luma's glow grew stronger as it remembered the joy of shining. Let's go home, Nova smiled, racing back through the sky with Luma glowing beside him. The stormy clouds had returned, but this time, Luma shined through them. The moon gasped in delight. Ah, you found your light again. Back in its familiar sky, Luma's fellow stars twinkled with joy. You're glowing again. Solara beamed. You see, little one, your light was never gone. It was just waiting to be found. Luma now shined brighter than ever, ready to help other lost stars find their way. And so, the sky was never dark, for even the smallest star can shine the brightest when it believes in itself.
High above the sleeping world, the moon hung alone in the night sky. His soft, silvery glow bathed the earth below, but no one ever looked up to see him. He watched the stars twinkle and dance, flickering like tiny fireflies, but they were always busy spinning their own stories, never stopping to keep him company. A gentle breeze passed by, rustling through the sky like an invisible river, but it too drifted away without a second glance. The moon sighed, his light dimming slightly. Night after night, he shone alone, longing for someone to notice him. Far below, a tiny cloud bounced playfully across the sky. She wasn't like the big, serious storm clouds or the long, wispy ones that stretched lazily across the horizon. She was small and fluffy, always shifting and changing into different shapes. One moment, she looked like a bunny, then a heart, then a tiny fish swimming through the night. She loved floating through the sky, playing her little games, but something caught her eye. A soft, glowing light above her. The moon. He looked lonely, curious, The little cloud swirled upward, drifting higher and higher toward the moon. She hesitated for a moment, unsure if she should go any closer. But the moon's glow flickered slightly, as if noticing her. Encouraged, she floated up beside him, wobbling gently in the night breeze. The moon, surprised by the unexpected company, brightened just a little. For the first time in a long while, the moon didn't feel quite so alone, but his glow remained soft and quiet, as if holding onto an old sadness. The little cloud fluffed herself up, trying to show him that she would stay. She swirled gently, wrapping herself into a comforting shape, drifting just close enough to let the moon know she wasn't going anywhere. Slowly, his light grew steadier. As the night stretched on, the moon began to share his stories. With each glowing pulse, he painted the sky with twinkling shapes, showing the cloud the wonders of the universe, the quiet rivers below, the rolling hills, the deep, endless oceans. The little cloud listened with delight, her fluffy form shifting to match his tales. She became a mountain, then a bird, then a boat sailing across a dreamy sea of stars. Seeing her playful spirit, the moon's glow brightened even more. The little cloud puffed up proudly, then began to shift into silly shapes, just to make him smile. She turned into a cat, then a butterfly, then a giant mustache floating across the sky. The stars, who had been busy dancing, suddenly stopped and noticed something different. The moon, who had always been so quiet, so distant, was glowing warmer, happier. A gentle wind returned, swirling curiously around them. It rustled through the little cloud's fluffy edges, lifting her slightly before settling again. The moon didn't mind. For the first time in forever, he had a friend. The little cloud wanted to play, so she darted in front of the moon, covering part of his glow. Then, just as quickly, she drifted away, revealing his soft silver light once more. The moon flickered, playing along. They continued their quiet game, laughing without a sound, letting the night breeze carry them across the sky. For the first time, the moon felt truly seen. He had always dreamed of having someone to share the night with, and now, here she was, a tiny cloud who had simply wanted to keep him company. His light glowed steady and strong, no longer flickering with loneliness. But the night could not last forever. As the first hints of morning crept over the horizon, the little cloud began to drift downward, caught in the gentle pull of the rising sun. The moon watched as she sank lower, his glow fading slightly. He had known this moment would come, but it didn't make it any easier. A faint breeze carried her away, a tiny wisp of her fluff lingering behind. The wind whispered softly, as if making a promise. The moon watched over the world as the sky brightened, his light now pale and quiet. Though he was alone again, something was different. He felt lighter. As the stars disappeared into the blue morning sky, he turned his gaze downward, searching for a familiar shape among the drifting clouds. That night, as darkness fell once more, the moon rose into the sky, his glow steady but expectant. He scanned the horizon, looking, waiting. Then, just as he began to wonder if she would return, a tiny fluff of white appeared. The little cloud bounced up from below, floating happily toward him. The moon's glow brightened instantly, filling the night with warmth. The stars twinkled in delight, swirling into little loops and spirals, celebrating the reunion. The wind rustled through the sky, carrying their laughter like a gentle melody. The moon and the cloud drifted together once more, side by side, their quiet companionship filling the night. And from that moment on, the moon was never lonely again. It was a bright and sunny afternoon, and little Ethan was skipping along the sidewalk, holding his mom's hand. The sun was shining, and the air was warm, perfect for a cool, sweet treat. That's when Ethan spotted it, a little shop tucked between two big buildings. But this wasn't just any ice cream shop. Its door was shaped like a giant waffle cone, and the sign above read, Mr. Sprinkleton's Magical Ice Cream Shop, flavors full of surprises. Ethan stepped inside and gasped. The shop was unlike anything he had ever seen. The walls were made of candy canes, the ceiling was filled with floating ice cream cones, and the floor looked like melted chocolate. Behind the counter stood a tall man with a curly white mustache and twinkling blue eyes. He wore a pastel-colored vest, and a bow tie that looked like it was made of peppermint candy. Ethan looked up at the glowing menu behind the counter. Instead of normal flavors, he saw words like, just as Ethan was about to decide, something wobbled on the counter. A tiny, rainbow-colored ice cream cone with googly eyes and candy sprinkle arms popped up and squeaked, "Hey there, kiddo. Name's Sprinkle. Need help picking a flavor?" Ethan grinned and pointed at the yellow scoop glowing on the shelf. "I'll take lightning lemon." Ethan zoomed around the shop at lightning speed, knocking over napkin holders, sending spoons flying, and making Sprinkles spin like a top. Ethan dusted himself off and giggled. "Maybe I need a different power." He pointed at a bright pink scoop. "Bubblegum bounce." Ethan bounces, so high, he almost reaches the ceiling. But then, he can't stop bouncing. Sprinkle quickly grabs a cotton candy cloud from the ceiling and places it under Ethan just in time. Poof! Ethan lands safely with a giggle. Ethan sees a purple scoop glowing and thinks, what could go wrong with laughter? He takes a bite of giggly grape. Ethan's giggles become contagious. Sprinkleton, Sprinkle, and even the floating ice cream cones start laughing. Ethan finally catches his breath and chooses Marshmallow Mite. "I want to be super strong." Ethan tries to pick up a napkin, but instead, he lifts an entire ice cream freezer. Ethan looks at one last flavor. What if I try being invisible? He takes a bite of Vanilla Vanish and poof. He disappears. Ethan giggles as he sneaks around, tapping Sprinkle's shoulder and making him jump. Ethan tries to clap his hands, but he's still invisible. Oh, what now? Ethan quickly eats a scoop of regular raspberry and poof. He reappears, waving his arms happily. Ethan's mom peeks in. "Ready to go, sweetheart?" Ethan looks back at the shop and smiles. As Ethan steps out, he glances back and gasps. The shop has disappeared. Ethan looks down at his hand. The golden coin is still there. He grins, knowing the magic was real. That night, Ethan lays in bed, holding the coin under his pillow. He dreams of more magical flavors and adventures to come. Meanwhile, far away, in a hidden shop only seen by special kids, Mr. Sprinkleton chuckles and whispers, "Until next time, Ethan." And so, Ethan's magical ice cream adventure came to an end, but who knows? Maybe you'll find a magical ice cream shop one day too.
Far beyond the waking world, where the stars whisper and the moon smiles down, the forest comes alive in the hush of night. And there, on the tallest oak, sat Ollie the owl, a young messenger of the night. Every night, Ollie carried messages between the animals of the forest. But tonight, something special was about to happen. Ollie tilted his head. A message, but not like any he had seen before. The note read, "Deliver this to the heart of the valley before sunrise. It is meant for a child." A child? Ollie had never delivered a message to a human before. There was no time to waste. With a flap of his wings, Ollie set off into the night. His first challenge, the river of mist, where the air played tricks on travelers. "Ollie, the valley is far, and dawn is near," croaked the wise toad. "Take the shortcut through the wishing glade." The wishing glade shimmered in the night, alive with whispers of wishes and dreams. But just as he neared the valley, a sudden storm swept the sky. A fierce gust ripped a feather from his wing. But he couldn't stop now. Through the thinning clouds, Ollie finally saw it. The valley below. But where was the child? Ollie scanned the village, his heart racing. Ollie swooped closer. The child was already asleep. How would she get the message? Then he remembered, moonlight carries whispers. The moment the scroll touched the moonlight, it began to glow. She sat up and read, "You are loved, you are special, and you are never alone." Ollie smiled. His mission was complete. The moon had sent a message of love. With his heart full, Ollie turned toward home, his wings light as air. As the first light of dawn touched the sky, the moon whispered, "Well done, little messenger." With a final swoop, Ollie reached his home, the tall oak where his journey had begun. Back in the little village, the child held the message close, a warm glow in her heart. The moon, watching from above, smiled one last time before sinking below the horizon. The stars, having watched over the night, winked their final goodbyes. And so, as the world awoke, a quiet message remained. Good night, little dreamers.
On a rainy afternoon, Lila Carter steps into the old library. shaking water from her red sneakers. The towering bookshelves stretch into the dim light, and the scent of old parchment fills the air. But something feels different today. Behind the counter, Mr. Whitmore adjusts his glasses. "Curiosity is a powerful thing, young lady," he says with a knowing glance. "Some books are not meant to be opened." Lila runs her fingers across the spines of old books until one glows under her touch, a leather-bound volume with intricate golden symbols. She hesitates, then pulls it from the shelf. As Lila opens the book, the pages shimmer, and suddenly, the bookshelf behind her creaks open, revealing a hidden passageway. With her heart pounding, Lila steps through the secret door. The air changes, warm, electric, filled with whispers of unseen voices. A shimmering figure steps forward. The storykeeper, with golden skin, ethereal green eyes, and a robe embroidered with golden symbols. They smile at Lila. "You have entered the world of stories, child. Here, anything is possible." Lila looks around in amazement. She is standing in a land made of books, rolling hills of paper, rivers of ink, and floating words drifting through the air. A great knight, Sir Cedric, rides forward from an open book. "A new storyteller?" he asks. "Perhaps you can help me find my lost sword." Lila steps into another book, finding herself inside a fairy tale castle. A princess waves from the tower, and a dragon snores nearby, its breath curling like smoke through the pages. Suddenly, the ground trembles. The words in the books are shifting, rearranging. Something is wrong. The storykeeper frowns. Something is disturbing the balance of our world. If a story unravels, it can be lost forever. From the shadows, a figure emerges, a villain from an unfinished story, a dark sorcerer with piercing red eyes. "No more endings," he cackles, tearing pages from the books. Lila and the storykeeper rush toward the great library, where all stories begin. If they don't fix the damaged books, the entire world may collapse. They find a torn book, a story without an ending. "If we can finish the story, we can trap the villain back inside," Lila realizes. With the storykeeper's help, Lila picks up a golden quill and begins to write. The villain was outsmarted by a clever girl. As Lila writes, the villain stumbles. His form flickers. "No. A story must not have an ending," he shouts. But it's too late. The book seals shut. The shifting words calm, the floating pages settle, and the stories regain their form. The storykeeper sighs in relief. "You have saved our world, Lila." The storykeeper hands Lila a small, glowing bookmark, a reminder that stories are alive, and you are their keeper too. The bookshelves begin to close, the magic fading. "I wish I could stay longer," Lila says wistfully. The storykeeper smiles. "You can always return, as long as you believe." With a rush of wind, Lila finds herself back in the library. The glowing book is closed on the table before her. Whitmore looks over. "Found something interesting?" he asks. Lila looks around the library with new eyes. Every book holds a world inside. Every page is a doorway. In her pocket, the bookmark glows softly, a secret reminder of her adventure. As she walks toward the exit, Mr. Whitmore gives her a small smile. "Curiosity is a powerful thing, isn't it?" he says. Lila glances at the library shelves. Who knows what other secrets lie hidden in these books? She grins. Yes, it is. As the library door swings shut behind her, the camera lingers on the old bookshelf. For just a moment, a faint glow shimmers between the pages, then the sun sets over a peaceful countryside. Emma and Liam race through the woods, laughing. Best friends Emma and Liam had spent every summer exploring the forest behind their houses. But tonight, they were about to uncover a secret that would change everything. Emma trips over a vine and falls onto a stone, revealing the hidden well. Emma's fall led them to a forgotten relic, a moss-covered well, shimmering under the moonlight. As they peek inside, the water glows and a whisper echoes. One wish may be granted, but choose wisely. A voice, soft as the wind, promised magic, but only one wish. Emma gasps, eyes wide with excitement. Liam scratches his head. Two best friends, one wish. How could they decide? Emma imagines riding a unicorn. Liam pictures himself flying, their minds filled with endless possibilities. Emma wants adventure. Liam wants knowledge. They frown at each other, but soon, Their excitement turned to disagreement. Emma throws a pebble in. The water ripples, whispering, "Only one may choose." The well had spoken. Their wish had to be one. Emma crosses her arms. Liam looks away. Crickets chirp. For the first time ever, they were stuck. They sit by the well, talking about what matters most. Then they realized this wasn't about the wish. It was about their friendship. Emma and Liam hold hands, smiling. And so, they made the greatest wish of all. They whisper together. The well sparkles. They wished for each other's happiness. The well glows bright. Leaves swirl around them. Magic surged, lifting their spirits high. A small golden charm appears in each of their hands. A reward for their kindness. 2 charms, forever linking their friendship. The well fades, vanishing into the earth. And just like that, the wishing well was gone. Emma and Liam walk home, charms glowing in their hands. But its magic lived on in their hearts.